This is Midrash Tanchuma Parshat Devarim entitled Jerusalem Weddings, a harbinger of Messianic times.
Could one dare make the statement that being at a wedding in Jerusalem is somehow a harbinger of Messianic times? Seems a crazy thing to say, although the Midrash sort of says that, because the Midrash at the in Parshat Devarim, in Midrash Tanchuma, says that all the miracles that appeared in Egypt, when we left Egypt, in the desert, they will be repeated once again in Messianic times. One of those miracles is that we actually saw sounds, right? Ru'ut kolot. We're able to see sounds. How is that going to be repeated at the end of days? So that's kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala. To put this in perspective, one of the commentaries that Midrash Tanchuma, called the Nachlat Binyamin, wrote his commentary, which was published in 1898. And upon these words, he said that this gives great hope to our broken spirit, because after all, we know that our beloved Israel is desolate. It's like a desert. And for to say that the same miracles that were in the desert are going to once again happen in Messianic times in Israel, when Israel looks like a desert, that really gives us great hope. So you can see how far-fetched it was for almost 2,000 years, the idea that there could be a wedding in Jerusalem. Now, to be fair, the major commentary, the Be'er Mamarim on Tanchuma, does say that this is just a metaphor. It's talking about the intensity of the love of the Jewish people. The time of giving the Torah will be the same intensity at Messianic times, but not literally that a wedding is going to, every wedding in Jerusalem is a harbinger of Messianic times. However, there's another Midrash that reminds us that just like any relationship, timing is very important. There's a very interesting Midrash that talks about the 3 oaths. And it's all based on a pasuk in Shir Shirim, saying that you can't arouse love before its time. And there were 3 oaths. There's one version in the Midrash and another version in Gemara. In the version in the Midrash, you can't reveal the end of time if somebody knows that. You can't forcibly go back to Israel. And you can't rebel against the nations of the world in order to go back to Israel. In the Talmud, it's a slightly different version. In Ketubot 111a, it says that you can't go en masse, which is the same. Again, it says that you can't rebel, that's the same. But the third crucial one is, if the non-Jews oppress you excessively, then all bets are off. You don't have to keep these, if they don't keep their side of the bargain, we don't have to keep our side of the bargain. And that certainly was true. If you look at the pogroms and the Holocaust and the Crusades and all kinds of massacres, we don't have to worry about that. Yet, I must say that there are many articles written about religious Zionism, which literally looked at the Balfour Declaration and what the UN said, and said, if the oath said that we can't do it without permission of the world powers, we got the permission. So we have legitimately done it, and of course, we also fulfilled another one, which we didn't come en masse. We've come very gradually, although now Israel is the single largest population of Jews in the world. But again, they broke their side of the bargain. We can certainly break ours. But to conclude, if you're in a wedding anywhere in the world, the Gemara actually says that anybody who is masamech chatan v'kala, if you gladden the hearts of a bride and groom, it's like you are rebuilding one of the chorba, one of the destroyed buildings of Jerusalem. So that means anywhere in the world, if you go to a wedding and you make the bride and groom happy, you already are rebuilding Israel. It already has hints of the world to come. However, from what we learned at the outset, if you're at a wedding and you're gladdening the heart of a bride and groom in Jerusalem, then beyond just building the destroyed buildings of Israel, you are actually building the relationship between the Jewish people and God. So you can have that in mind next time you're at a wedding. Shabbos.